the evening, you know the vibes. We rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle out in the sauce. So, um, shout out to Jamel Harris. I'm looking at some of my messages, man. Mel's a funny dude. Uh, but I want to get to some content that just got dropped, right? But before I get to the content, um, it's not my content, but I am gonna highlight the dude, even though I really don't rock with him like that, for various reasons. But when you have fire and you got something that is credible, unlike a lot of YTC boxing talkers, and I give people their props, because it's just who I am. But I'm gonna play some of Blue Blood's interview that he just dropped with Bomac because it's a clap back to what Derrick James was saying. Not only that, a lot of gems was dropped, and I think it's important because a lot of people that talk boxing on YouTube, and I say this respectfully, you guys are deaf, dumb, and blind because you listen to programmers. You don't actually listen to content and people that's delivering you the goods. But before I drop blues content, I'm gonna drop my own, because like I said, contrary to what you want to think about me, when it comes to media, my moniker was UGK, Underground King. Underground King. A lot of y'all are still trying to catch up to a lot of the source that I was dropping 4 and 5 years ago. 4 and 5 years ago, way before I was the media marketing agent as seen on ESPN. Or when I was running around doing what Blue just did right now with Bomac. But let me play something real quick. And this, I was going to do I might come back on this Friday night. But my live today was going to be about my poll that I put up about Earl Spence not being the same anymore. But when I seen this interview, like I said, great interview by Blue Blood, but more importantly, the gems that Bomac dropped. But let me get to the actual receipts first. Like I said, before I play any of Blue's content, I want to play my content first, man. And I want to play my content first, man, because it's like I said, shout out to Blue, but to me, you do what you do, but you know who you trying to be like, man. You people that you claim you don't know, and guys that come on now, do what you do though. But like I said, salute, great interview. But let's before I play his audio, I want to refresh y'all a little bit, refresh y'all a little bit, because I told y'all when I was dropping little hints, right? And I said, damn, I knew he was in trouble when Bomac said, can't hide no more, Derrick. You can't hide no more, Derrick, right? And I knew then that the jig was up. But see, like I said, when it comes to this boxing, this YouTube, a lot of y'all, I don't know, man. It's just that's just the world we live in. A lot of men, and it's men, because mostly it's a lot of men that talk boxing on the internet, have a lot of sucker tendencies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's sucker shit. If you know a nigga is ill, like you see, like I don't even like Blue, but I'm giving him his props. The interview was fire. I don't like him though, but I'm not gonna take away from what he got. A fire interview, fire. Like Gems was thrown out massively in this interview. Fire interview. But let's get to Bomac. My interview with Bomac first, and then I'm a play Blues Clues. I'm gonna call them Blues Clues, right? Because Blues was just recent. I think he's out there in Vegas. Got that off with Bomac. Fire though, fire. Like I said, Bomac dropped many gems in it. Some fire gems. You know what I'm saying? And we can't take nothing away from And I want to say this. Shout out to Blue for putting that out because he put it out at the right time. Because just yesterday, um, the Weasel, that's what I like to call him, Derek Weasel James popped out talking gibberish, right? And saying that the fight is going to be different at the specific way. But look, this is 4 years ago. See how much sauce I'll be having in the archive.
Jackal Fitness, man. I got Omaha, Nebraska's finest right here, Mr. Bo Mack, man. Superstar trainer, man. Terrence Crawford's trainer. Early prediction for tomorrow night, man. We know Blood Run get that time in. I got about 9. Okay, about 9, definitely, man. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, man? You know, you see me just talking with So Cold, man, Mr. Steven Nelson. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, Bo Mack? A lot of hand-eye coordination, speed. Okay, that's it. Okay, yeah, just describe what's in that water out there. That you guys are producing some mean, pretty dog type of fighters out there in Nebraska, man. What's in that water out there? Man, it's just hard work and dedication, man. That's all it is out there. Okay. You come to my team, you gotta be dedicated, you gotta want to work hard. Definitely. Everybody wants to know when they're gonna let the guys on the other side of the street, how they say the PBC boys, get a taste of Bud. That's on them. Yeah. How do you see that playing out with Bud and the top guys over there as far as Thurman? Beat the shit out of him. Okay, because Thurman been real boisterous about his opinion about Terrence and not respecting Terrence as a real 147 pounder. What's your thoughts on that, Bo, man? We didn't pay no attention to that shit, man. Because the simple fact that the world know who the best 147 pounder is and who the best fucking fighter is in this world. So, hey, we just keep on pushing, keep on knocking them down. As soon as they put them on the chocolate box, it's time to go. That's right. You hear Bo Mack out here, man. Talk about that shit, partner. You heard me? Yeah, talk to a Bo Mack. That's what we love, man. All right. Definitely before I let you go, man, will we be seeing Bud Crawford call out one of the 3 big guys on the PBC? Call him out. He can't keep calling them out. Cause the more he call them out, the more they fucking don't want to come off the porch. Okay, you heard that, man. Once again, man, what's up? I'm with Omaha, Nebraska's finest, Bo Mack, Jackal Fitness. Thank you for your time, champ.
Now that was 4 years ago. You heard 4 years ago, man. 4 years ago, right? He said he would knock them all out. Knocked off Sean Porter, and we seen what he did to Earl Spence. This was 4 years ago. Bo Mack was confident. Remember, now I was always telling y'all. Remember, but like I said, y'all don't hear me though. But you heard him. That was 4 years ago. Now I'm going to play Blue Bloods, some of his audio. Great interview, right? Great interview. But that mine's right there was 4 years ago. When Bo Mack was confident then, right? Now, off the record, like I said, I've been around these guys now for many years. So I'm going to speak about some of the things now off the record because the fight is over. But when he plays this Blue Blood, when I play the Blue Blood audio, you're going to hear some of the things he said. And you watch what I stated prior to the fight, slow, stiff. He's going to refer to Earl as a B, yes, not A, but a B class fighter. A B class fighter. This is what he's going to refer to him as, right? Now, when I was saying some of these things about Earl, right, that he was slow, stiff, shout out to WCS. I also heard WCS mention some of these things, one-dimensional, basic. These are things that Bo Mack is going to say in the Blue Blood Sports interview that I am about to play some of the audio. But I want to highlight these things because 4 years ago when I spoke to him, the interview, and many times after that, he never changed his what's name. But not only that, they got more confident because as you are going to hear in the Blue Blood interview, Terrence grew into the weight class. Not only that, they continue to study and do their homework. Shout out to Carlos for the $2 super chat. He says, just want to show support, champ. Yaga, yes. You know the vibes. Zaga, Yaga. But let's get to some of that Blue audio, right? This is courtesy of Blue Blood Sports TV. Like I said, I don't particularly like the guy, but hey, when you got fire, you got fire. You know what I'm saying? There's no capping. You know what I'm saying? The man got fire right here. So let's get to this, right? And I want y'all to listen. I'm gonna stop it a lot so you guys can, soak it in, right? Because like I said, this wasn't even gonna be my live. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole another live, but when I seen this come across, I said, damn, this is a gem. I was waiting for this, man. I was waiting for this, And like I said, shout out to Blue. He got it, I didn't think it was gonna come from him, but hey, we give people their props over here, right? But listen to the literature. Listen to the literature, right?
There's always.
And I remember I kept telling you the jig was up.
What's good, my peoples? I'm here with none other than Brian McIntyre. What's up with you? Coach?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Not much, man. Just got the pleasure of watching your work.
Yeah.
And looking at this, being able to see a little bit of your strategy and how you do things,
Yeah, we try to touch everything, you know what I'm saying? Touch, we got 3 different coaches that we work with, work different shit. So, so we just try to get the job done, make the fighter understand what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Keywords that were just being thrown out. Make the fighter understand what we are doing and why we are doing it. Now, I want to bring y'all back real quick. What we are doing and why we are doing it. He's slow as shit. Counter over the top. What we are doing and why we are doing it. He's slow as shit. Counter over the top. He's slow as shit. Counter over the top. What we are doing and why we do it. See, when you know what you are doing and why you're doing it, it's simple mathematics when it's being given to you. He's slow as shit, counter over the top. Those are probably things that they work on. But hey, what do I know? Let's continue on.
We also go in the classroom too. So you'll go in that classroom with the fighters. It's like blind leading blind.
Stop it again, man. Another gem thrown out there. If you don't go in the classroom with the fighters and you're not in the classroom yourself, it's kind of like the blind being the blind. Touch him. Make a feel you. Make a feel you. See, when you don't watch film and you don't study and you get into a little adversity in the ring, make a feel you. Let him touch you. Touch you. Feel you. Touch, feel what? You wasn't studying. You wasn't prepared for this math class. You didn't do your homework. You did not do your homework. You heard what Bomac said, studying in the classroom. It's like the blind leading the blind. July 29th, man. It's a couple y'all in here. Did we witness the blind leading the blind? Was the coach of the year blind? Was his fighter blind? Pretty much. His eyes damn near got shuttered. They would have won a couple more. He would have had 2 closed eyes. But so the blind leading the blind. But let's continue on.
What goes into that format? You got multiple, coaches. How does that work?
This is the formula.
One thing about it is, before we even take on the challenge, we watch the fighter himself.
Right.
Try to see what he's doing wrong.
Watch the fighter himself.
Right, and capitalize on it and try to fix it in between fights.
Right.
And then when fight time comes, we watch who we fighting and work on stuff that he needs to work on.
We'll watch who we're fighting.
This opponent is doing good, how we can take away from it.
Man, stop it right there. Didn't I tell y'all, right? The jig was up, right? You already said when we fast forward a little bit, you're gonna see they've been studied early and figured them out. But did you hear their formula? They watched what they did wrong. They evaluate that and they work on that. Then they watch the opponent who they're fighting, see what he does, see what they need to look out for, what they can capitalize on. Formula. Now, if you don't study, rewinding back to what he said, if you're not doing your homework, it's the blind leading the blind. Man, 10 people who? I don't watch film. I don't. Who the 10 guys he knocked out? Who? My bad, y'all. I'm multitasking. You gotta hold. You gotta hold me. I'm multitasking. Don't want to burn the kitchen down. But yes, I am back to burn down the sauce. So they're studying their opponent, knowing his tendencies, what he likes to do, things that they need to prepare for. But let's continue on.
I like to always ask this coach from coach's standpoints when you have multiple different fighters and like you have, for instance, Bud. You got
great question right here about Blue. I don't like him, but this was a good question.
You know, in different weight classes and different skill sets. Is it that you just teach your teachings, or you do it based off of their skill set?
Great question.
Well, just go off based on what their skill set is. You know, if one fighter could do one thing,
I want to stop it right there. Did you hear what he said? Now, this is school is in session. Shout out to Carlos for taking care of y'all, right? So I'm gonna disclose some gems, man. Carlos looked out for you. Did you hear what Bomac said? And I want to highlight this because a lot of you guys love to refer to the coach of the year as teaching all of his fighters the same, which he does. They all fight the same. He teaches one style of jiu-jitsu. Let's just call it like that, the 36 chambers, right? Hopefully you guys can catch the source. I'm trying to break it down. Remedial, right? And then you heard what Bomac said. We work on the fighter's particular skill set, whereas Derek James, you guys have been saying this, all of his fighters fight the same. Why is that? Because instead of, and he's been on record, I remember I used to clown him. People ran with my shit, didn't give me the prop. When he screamed out to Charlo, do the EJ. He's Charlo. How can he do the EJ? Yeah, Barkley said it when he lost to Tony Harrison. Do the EJ. This is what he yells out. How's Jamel Charlo going to do the EJ? He's Jamel Charlo. But when you don't really teach, pause. You don't really teach. You're not teaching to fighters' skill sets. Like Bomac just alluded to, we teach the fighters on their skill sets. But when you are just teaching to sit on punches and pad work drills and things of that nature, hey, what do I know? But let's continue on. Great question by Blue Blood right there. Give him his props.
really well. We try to find out what he can't do too well and try to improve that.
Right.
You know, and it's like I said, when he's fighting
What he can't do too well.
Something really good, we want to take away. We want to try to take that away from him, handicap his ass.
Take away what the fighter does good as opponent.
That can't. You know, try to emphasize it in the corner.
Right. Now, obviously, you had a big victory. When Terrence got this huge victory, he created history. He was the first undisputed champion with all 4 belts at junior welterweight, and the first undisputed 4-belt era world champion at welterweight, and the first male to do it in 2 separate weight classes. And he did it in dominating fashion that nobody expected but you. You the only person throughout this whole time.
Yeah, he been on that accord.
Told me and told the world, this is gonna be easy.
Been on that accord.
This is gonna be easy.
Been on that accord. I just showed you that 4 years ago.
Outside of yourself.
4 years ago.
It was easy. Why was it so easy?
Well, one thing that we did, man, is
Listen to this right here.
Build up for that fight. When I say build up,
They built up.
We got our weight up. We got our knowledge up.
Let me just stop. You heard what he said? They got their weight up, but I don't want you guys to miss the gem, so I'm stopping it. Key word, knowledge, with a K, knowledge up. Going back to earlier, what he said in the interview, homework, study it. They got their knowledge up. So when he said, you can't hide no more, Derek. You can't hide no more, Derek. They already had taken the exam. They knew the answers because they studied the test Are you catching that sauce, man? It's 60 y'all in here right now. I'm going to pause for a second so y'all can soak that in. The knowledge. He got the knowledge in. Let's continue on. You are being, you are watching, you are listening to a master at work.
We train. Like I said before, in between fights, we work on different shit. And so when it's time, when the fight came, when it got made, it was time to come. We already had been working on it, so it was really easy to go into camp and
stop it again. You heard what he said? When the fight got made, didn't I tell y'all this? The jig was up. When the fight got made, it was easy. It was easy to put it together because they have been working on this. See, when you are studying, when you are a student of the game, when you have the knowledge, unlike others who don't watch film, say you're fighting nobodies. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. What plays out is July 29th. But let's continue on. Hopefully y'all are catching this sauce.
Emphasizes on, like, for instance, jab. Man, we work day in and day out on that jab. Stiff jab, to the gut, to the head.
Up, down. That's called up, down.
On pushing him back because, he wasn't used to getting pushed back. He was used to getting pushed forward. Arrows is a downhill boxer, come down on top of you. So we figure if we just move our legs, stop him in his tracks and utilize, what he did good, which was his jab, his body work, we'll be able to take him. We'll be able to beat him.
Man, stop it right there. Some of the many things that you YTC YouTubers love to highlight. Oh, Earl Spence this, Earl Spence that. Did you hear what they just said? What Bomac said? The chief trainer. They was going to neutralize the jab, neutralize the body work, and then we see that play out. And what was some of you? And I got to throw this in your face because a lot of you idiots that talk boxing, right? What were you idiots talking about? Earl's jab, Earl's body work, the pressure. But you just heard the man's strategy, how to combat that. Shout out to WCS for using the combat, right? Pressuring him back, pushing him back. Basically, what we would say, my guys, my team, bully the bully, pressure the pressurer. And that's what we seen play out. And pay attention to round one. I watched the fight over and over. It's always good to watch, study film. Some of us study. Like Bomac said, we do our homework. If you watch the first fight, first round, right? Terrence rocked Earl to sleep. Pay attention to the first round. He let Earl get comfortable thinking that he was going to be the aggressor. Second round, what happened? I think Bomac told him he was slow as shit after the first round. But then the second round, Bud started stepping forward, applying the pressure. And the rest is history, but you are hearing the plan. You are listening to a master at work.
And when I was saying that because we had been working on it for years.
You heard that? Years.
Guys in front of us. When the time came around, we was working on it. We got free
years.
We was working on it.
They had them figured out for years.
We talked about it. We dreamt about it. We did everything that we were supposed to do to get that victory.
And today's time, people can't accept what they saw, what they witnessed.
Listen to this is the fire part right here.
That Terrence was stronger than Errol. Everybody was shocked. Everybody automatically assumed Terrence starting off in the lower weight class, moving up. Errol's the bigger, stronger guy. But there was a point in time in the fight, in the second round, right before the knockdown, where Errol went to lean in and push Bud off his square. And Bud he never budged, never took a step, not even a half step back. His feet never moved. And he pushed Errol off his square, and then 2 seconds later, he gets the knockdown. What was it about that surprised so many people that Bud is so strong?
Well, because he's a much smaller fighter. You know,
compact.
27 pounders is pretty big. So, you know, one thing we did, we just got stronger. And I think where they totally messed up at is they let Bud grow into the weight.
Yes. Remember, he should have fought him when he's too small.
He became 147 pounder. He still was 140 pounder, but he had just dominated the 140 pounder class, and he had nowhere else to go.
Too small. You should have fought him then.
What else to do? We're gonna move up. And so that whole time, you know, we calling our hero, we calling out them other guys.
Remember that 4 years ago?
Never fight us, you know.
I played the audio to start this.
At the same time, we was getting bigger, we was getting stronger, we was getting smarter.
Smarter. Key words.
And so the outcome was just that, just the way it was. And that's why I was so confident about, you know, what Bud was going to do to Errol, because, you know, what we've been through, you know, what I seen as a trainer.
Key word, what he's seen.
I seen a B-level fighter.
B-level fighter.
You know, many trainers can pick that type of style apart.
Man, stop it right there. B-level fighter. And we can pick that style apart. Now, I'm stopping it because I want to catch y'all up with this source. Premier boxing champions knew this themselves. That is why, highlighting some of the source and WCS work, Earl only faced 2 southpaws. Because what Bomac just said, he's seen a B-level fighter. Now, a lot of you guys are not going to be able to grasp that because he is Earl Spence to you, the 3-belt holder, the guy that this. Yes, he is that guy. Like Bomac is going to say, but he is also that guy that was moved a particular fashion to highlight his jab, his body work. But now, when he went up against a fighter who 4 years ago, Bob Arum told him to his face when he had the Red Rider Hood on, you know, when they met in Oklahoma at the Maurice Hooker fight, and he said, "Yeah, you'll be smart to stay away from Terrence. You'll be smart to stay away from Terrence," because they knew then that Earl was a B-level caliber fighter. And I'm only highlighting this because I was just arguing with a brother from Texas, and he was like trying to tell me, I'm like, yo, bro, you can't program me. I'm a boxing baby. I've been telling you, dude was all right. He's all right, but he's not real. You know, I listen. I was part of the programming. You know, Team Spencer, it don't make sense getting people hyped up off of him. So you can't program me. I been knew what I was looking at. I been knew his flaws. But let's continue on.
He's a hell of a fighter. He accomplished a lot in that division and in boxing. But what I seen and what I know that Bud can do, it was just too easy for him.
Easy work.
And I tell this to people, since Bud became a world champion in 2014, he's only went the distance 3 times in that entire equation. 3 times. Not to mention he's never went the distance in the welterweight division, but since becoming a world champion, he's only went the distance a total of 3 times. Now, we heard today, Derrick James came out.
Yes, this is the best part.
He came out, he stated the rematch is going to be different, and he believes
listen to Bomac right here.
Is the better fighter all the way around. That
Listen.
just had a bad night, and he's a better fighter, he's a better boxer, and that the rematch will be at 154, and everything is going to be different in this fight, and he guaranteed.
Listen to Bomac right here. I'm going to stop it.
Well, my thoughts is, you know, I'm before I would really want to say nothing about his style or anything, because I would say we're going to beat him,
I wasn't going to say nothing.
Can't really change that much. What more can it do different but try to overpower Bud?
Stop it. You already said you are listening to a master speaking. I love when somebody like this says it. So now I can go in. Because when I say stuff, oh, what do you know? You don't know nothing. You heard what the man just said? What is he going to change up? right? What is he going to change up? What is he going to think he's a little stronger? Like I said, he only fought 2 southpaws in 28 fights. Now 3 since Bud fought the whole fight. Southpaw 29 fights. What are you going to do? Shout out to Team Crawford in the building. Salute to the guard. Stone Bone Boxing. Yeah, that Omaha Juke hook was rocking him to sleep all night, man. And I appreciate you for giving me the gem on that, man. Because I was calling it something that it wasn't. But my brother right here schooled me to the game, and we always give the teachers they props, man. He said to a real one, you helped Bill Spence out. Facts, come on, man. Let it be known, man. They never want to give the source his credit, but I don't care no more. You know why? Because we are Team Tucker, and we been stepping on them suckers, as seen on ESPN. And my nephew has brought me to the top. Yes, top rank. We are moving and grooving. We should have been on the card next week out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but never mind. We will be back soon. Trust and believe. More source for you. But yes, I appreciate that. Stone Bowl. He said they need to thank you, not attack you. Facts, but it's all good because look, by them attacking me, elevated to me where I'm at now. Because you know you can attack somebody, but like Uncle Jay always says, when you lie on somebody and they are the truth, your lie has to change, but the truth remains the same. And you see what happened with me. You know, they lied on me. Last time I checked, Earl Spence was still trying to figure it out at 17. Jihad Tucker was gracing the bright lights. Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko cars. You know, we was moving and grooving. See how God flipped that and turned that around? But hey, what do I know? Let's get back to Bomac though, man. Bomac was dropping gems. You are listening to a master speak.
We gonna get stronger. You know, of course we gonna do what we need to do. We know what he's gonna bring to the table, so I don't see much difference in the style of what he's gonna be able to do. He's just giving me more time to go back in that bag. There's a lot of stuff in that bag. Go in there.
Let me stop. Let me stop. I heard WCS talk about that, right? He said the bag. I'm gonna switch it up. The toolbox. You know, I think Bud only showed him about a monkey wrench and maybe a screwdriver. You know, he still got that hammer in there. He still got those vice grips. He still got, you know, when you got tools in your toolbox, it ain't show like Bomac said the bag. You know why Bomac said the bag? Because Bomac is a funny dude. You always talk about him eating Cheetos and all Doritos and all that. So he said the bag. What he really wanted to say was the toolbox. You know, Bud just showed him, you know, the monkey wrench, maybe the screwdriver. He ain't even show him a lot, man. Like I said, he still got the vice grips in there. You know, he still got that hammer. You know, he got his tools in the toolbox. Whereas Mr. Feel him, touch him, step. It's one-dimensional. It's one-dimensional. But let's continue on. You are listening to a master speak.
I wish him the best. We welcome the challenge, so we get the same results.
So do you think the weight is going to, because obviously they feel like the weight is going to improve, but how do the weight affect Bud, negative or positive?
Again, you know, same outcome. Gonna get the same results. We welcome the challenge. Let's go.
Am I right when I say this? But when I feel like Bud is going to be even stronger to add the 7 pounds, because I think that people are not understanding that he's been in this weight class for 5 years and 8 fights himself. At 35, he'll be 36 next month.
Right.
I think that he'll be even stronger at 154. Am I right in my assessment of that?
We just gotta see.
You just gotta see.
Like I said, I don't think anything is going to change. You know, we welcome the challenge.
We welcome the challenge. They welcome the challenge. Yeah, once again, salute to Blue Blood Sports. Great interview. Great interview, brother. Even though you don't know me, I don't know you either. But great interview, pal. Can't take nothing away from you. You were listening to a master speak. Not Blue, Bomac. Bomac is a master at his craft. Salute to him for studying. He said it, man. He said it. Like I have to stand on that with him. I don't see no difference, especially if they do fight in December. It might be worse. Give me a second. Yes, so you were listening to a master in Brian Bomack break it down, and I'm in agreement, man. If they fight in December, right? You heard the audio I played yesterday with Stephen A. Smith. That's too soon. Earl Spence will not recover, and that's what my live. I might come back on later. I don't know, but I really wanted to do that live today because I did do the poll, and the poll got a lot of feedback. But I still probably do that live later on because a lot of fans are deaf, dumb, and blind. Like you want him to rush back into a rematch after getting the most thorough ass whooping that he probably got since a youngin'. Since his mother probably whooped his ass. Pause, respectfully. And he's supposed to step back in after being a conqueror. You know, never tasting defeat as a professional. Not only that, the mental side of it, right? I know he's out there enjoying his life, and a lot of his fans, radicals, want to highlight that. They want to bring that up. Oh, you're broke, you're this. He's living his life. Yeah, cool. But mentally, how is he? Mentally, he just got embarrassed, humbled, beat down. You guys can say whatever you want, right? This is the guy that got to live with that. He told us that he was going to break the man that broke him. He told us that it was going to be easier than what you thought. It was for you to get beat up. But that's the live that I'm going to do. But like I said, once again, let me highlight Blue Blood Sports. That was his audio from his most current interview with Bomack. But in closing, I want to close. I told you guys the jig was up. And you know why I knew the jig was up? This was 4 years ago.
Jackal Fitness, man. I got Omaha, Nebraska's finest right here, Mr. Bo Mack, man. Superstar trainer, man. Terrence Crawford's trainer. Early prediction for tomorrow night, man. We know Bud gonna get that timing.
I got about 9.
Okay, about 9, definitely.
Bud gonna get that timing.
Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, man? You know, you see me just talking to So Cold, man, Mr. Stephen Nelson. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, Bo Mack?
A lot of hand-eye coordination, speed.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, just describe what's in that water out there. That you guys are producing some mean, pretty dog type of fighters out there in Nebraska, man. What's in that water out there?
Man, it's just hard work and dedication, man. That's all it is out there. Okay. You come to my team, you gotta be dedicated. You want to work hard.
Definitely. Everybody wants to know when they're gonna let the guys on the other side of the street, how they say the PBC boys, get a taste of Bud.
That's on them.
Yeah. How do you see that playing out with Bud and the top guys over there as far as Thurman?
Beat the shit out of them.
Okay. Beat the shit out of him.
Thurman been real boisterous about his opinion
4 years ago
about Terrence and not respecting Terrence as a real 147 pounder. What's your thoughts on that, Bo, man?
I didn't pay no attention to that shit, man, because the simple fact that the world knows who the best 147 pounder is and who the best fucking fighter is in this world. So, hey, we just keep on pushing, keep on knocking them down. As soon as they put them on the chopping block, it's time to go.
That's right. That's why you hear Bo back out here, man. Talking to him, Bo,
that shit, partner. You heard me?
Yeah, talk to him, Bo, back. That's what we love, man. All right. Definitely, before I let you go, man, will we be seeing Bud Crawford call out one of the 3 big guys on the PBC?
He called him out. He can't keep calling them out, because the more he call them out, the more they fucking don't want to come off the porch.
Don't want to come off the porch.
Man, once again, man, I'm with Omaha.
Man, that was 4 years ago. I had to close with my work because I told y'all I got the chills when that man said, "You can't hide no more, Derek," because it took me back to then. Yes, I've been in the trenches. I've been around the masters, the generals, the warlords, the ones putting it together. So when I heard that man tell him, "You can't hide no more, Derek," it took me back to this day right here in front of the Stewart Hotel, NYC, when he told me these things. I said, God damn it, the jig is up. EJ is going to get his ass whooped. And that's what we seen take place July 29th. Hopefully, you guys caught and enjoyed the sauce. You know, salute to everybody that came through Carlos. I appreciate the $2. That $2 goes a long way to helping the channel grow. It goes to, you know me, I'm a photographer. So when y'all see me do the next fight card that I cover, and I got a mirrorless camera, I already got some nice equipment already. But that's the next piece that I'm gonna get, that mirrorless camera. When I drop that mirrorless camera, and get these frames, like these frames right here. Look, I'm gonna show you some of my frames, some of my work. We do other things. I am a photographer. I don't like to consider myself as a reporter anymore. I like to consider myself as a photographer. Frames like this. This is my camera that took this, but this was a young baby girl right here capturing the sauce. See, I do feel like I do know a little about boxing. That is #1 ranked $1 Million Marley right there, and as you can see, that is Sauce in the corner. Yes, working the corner. So maybe one day I will get my accolades like Bomac and go up against other trainers and say, "Can't hide no more. You can't hide no more." But salute to everybody that definitely came on through. We appreciate y'all. With that being said, we are going to close the door, and let me give you guys some nice eye candy, like I always do. The lovely Top Rank Beauty. You know the vibes.
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tuimuhelua. I'm a Top Rank Knockout, and I want to give a shout out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.